You know, this book turned out a lot better than expected. A lot better than expected. Hey, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, K-R-I-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that special stuff going on here. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. One of these days I'll make it to 1,000. But anyways, this is a 3-book series, and the author has since passed. So this is book 1, Murder at the Mansion. And then we have Secret Staircase, and the other one is Killer at the Carriage House. And it's a shame the author has passed away, because the series actually has potential. You could go places with this. It's probably a cozy mystery sort of kind of, and I could see this going the way as Rudolph or Mistletoe or the Lorna Barrett series Booktown. There's so many ways this could have gone. This could have been absolutely excellent series. But like I said, she has passed. But anyways, I kept taking these books out and then taking them back and taking the books out and taking them back. So I finally decided I'm going to read them. I have a few days here, so I'm going to read them. And it started out kind of slow. And let me get back to my pages here. Alright, we have this lady, Kate, and she has this job. She's a manager for hotels, and she takes care of every little thing at the hotel. She oversees the management, the rooms, and the housekeeping. She's the whole shebang. She oversees the whole thing. She's like the umbrella. And her boss comes to her one day and says, hey, look, we've been bought out by a Japanese firm. I am being let go, and you're being let go. We're all being let go. And at the same time, a friend of hers, Lisbeth, from her hometown that she hasn't been into a really, really long time. An old hometown that's kind of small. She hasn't been to it in a long time. Says to her, the town really needs your help. We're sinking quickly. The town is in financial trouble. They want to see what you have any ideas about restoring it. This one chick has ideas and nobody likes them. She wants to modernize the world, and they don't want to modernize the world. They're still kind of rustic Victorian, a little bit on the Victorian side. So now that she has free time, she goes to see Elizabeth. And then we have Joshua Wainwright, who is the history professor, who was on leave from his position, who was staying as temporary caretaker at the Barton house, to oversee what stuff goes on there. And that's the historic house in the town. And then we have all these other characters. Skip Bentley is the deputy mayor. Skip Bentley is the mayor, and then Howard Short is the deputy mayor, and Arthur Fairchild is the bank manager. And Megan Conway is the town manager. Brian Anthony is the town engineer. And Police Chief Jack Wilson. And we don't really see too much of those. I was writing all these characters down and all the details about them. We don't see them. We do see Ryan, though. Ryan Reynolds. And apparently, way back in the day, in high school, Kate had a rival, Cordelia. Cordelia was one of those who had a few dollars and was forever throwing herself at men and that kind of situation. And Cordelia broke her and Ryan up. And then Ryan ended up marrying Cordelia. The marriage didn't last very long. Ryan kind of regrets it. But he did buy this bed and breakfast to her for Cordelia to run. He owns the bed and breakfast, but she was running it into the ground. She never had any guests ever. And she also Cordelia was also in trying to get the town to, like I said, modernize the place. And she had a little bit of a scoop, and she had something that she thought would help bring in money. And she had a partner. We do not learn the partner's identity to the last chapter. So I'll leave that for you, because that's a huge, big spoiler. But, so Kate meets with Elizabeth, They discuss all the situation, and the big thing is the Henry Barton house. It's an old house. It's up on the hill. It's huge. It could be turned into a bed and breakfast. Maybe help people come stay. They need some They need some stuff to draw people to the town. They need some history or something for a reason that people come visit. They don't really have a museum. They don't have a historical. They don't have. They have a historical site, but it's kind of small, and they don't know too much, and no one has any ideas. So anyway, Kate goes to the after she says, my first impression was that anywhere the builder could stick a gable or turret or chimney or porch or railing or mansard roof, he did. It was absurd. High Victorian taste as its best. What did I mean worst? I loved it. It has 8 bedrooms, now counting the servants' quarters, attic, 2 formal parlors, plus a library and a dining room. A kitchen, of course, the latest in indoor plumbing from over a century ago. I don't know what came over me. I prized order and efficiency, and the Victorian style was anything but orderly, more like chaotic. I vowed simplicity and precision, and in my condo in Baltimore, I created a spare, precise space that worked well for me. No unnecessarily cluttered space for me, but she fell in love with the Barton place. And she goes to a meeting with the town council, and she makes an initial proposal, but then she says she'll have another proposal in a week. We don't see that second proposal in this book, so we'll have to see what happens in the next book. She does go over and take a tour of the mansion with Elizabeth, and then she goes back by herself one day, and then while staying in the bed and breakfast, she finds a secret hidden drawer in the desk and discovers a letter supposedly from 1865. And I will put the picture up because I don't think my printer did such a well job here. Oh yeah, I'll put it up. My printer kind of it's not working very well today. But the letter is from Clara Barton. Clara Barton, 100% Clara Barton, the Clara Barton, the founder of the Red Cross. So wait a second. Alright, so letters written by the founder of the Red Cross. These should be worth a couple of pennies. And it turns out there's tons of them out there. So they're worth a couple of pennies, but they're not worth that much pennies. So then she knows what Cordelia was after, what she had found that had could be a potential moneymaker. But the part that is here though is that, let me see if it mentions it here. After the Baltimore riot resulted in the first bloodshed of the American Civil War. The victims, members of the 6th Massachusetts Militia, were transported after the violence to the unfinished Capitol building in D.C., where Barton lived at the time. Wanting to serve her country, Barton went to the railroad station when the victims arrived and nursed 40 men. Barton provided crucial personal assistance to the men in uniform, many of whom were wounded, hungry, and without supplies other than what they carried on their backs. She took supplies to the building to help the soldiers. So according to the book, and it might be fictional. Oh, wait a minute, no. After the end of the Civil War, Barton discovered thousands of letters from distraught relatives to the War Department were going unanswered. Because the soldiers were asking about where buried in unmarked graves, many of the soldiers were labeled as missing. Motivated to do more than the situation, Barton contacted President Lincoln in hopes that she would be allowed to respond officially to unanswered inquiries. She was given permission, and the search for missing men commenced. After the war, she ran the Office of Missing Soldiers at 437 and a half 7th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C., in the Gallery neighborhood. The office's purpose was to find or identify soldiers killed or missing in action. Barton and her assistants wrote 41,000 letters. Replies to inquiries helped locate more than 22,000 missing men. Barton spent the summer of 1865 helped find, identify, and properly bury 13,000 individuals who died in Anderson prison camp. So, in this book, Henry Barton, the owner of the big house, who was the biggest single employer in town, he had a factory. And everybody in the town worked at his factory. And he wanted to know what happened to his brother, his elder brother. And depending on how his parents' will was written, we don't know. It wasn't really specifically mentioned. But if they left stuff to the eldest child, then Henry would be if William was deceased, then Henry would be the next to inherit. So possibly that is why Henry was so eager to find his brother and have Clara Barton. So she did, in the book, it said that she did all this correspondence with him. And there's a ton of letters from her to Henry. And then the last letter ends on a cliffhanger saying, I have news for you, but I would like to reveal it to you in person. So the letters don't reveal what happened to William, the older brother. One can assume that he was discovered deceased, and that's how Henry got the money to build his big, huge house. And it was also discovered that there was another house on the property, and Henry just built up around it, too. So that's another thing, too. But I got into the genealogical information of the whole thing. I got into the research in the library, the whole thing. The family tree and the Clara Barton, the history. I love history. I love genealogy. So also this whole the beginning of the book, and I'll put the picture up to show you. I'll have to get it, but she says she was inspired. She said, this book was inspired by a trip to Boonesboro, Maryland, where I strolled around the small town and realized the buildings on the main street had changed very little since the 19th century. Except for thin skin of later siding, it was easy to envision peeling off the skin to reveal the original town underneath it. So when I think of Boonesboro, I'll put the picture up. The Boonesboro Inn is owned by my favorite author in the entire world, J.D. Robb, a.k.a. Nora Roberts. And there's she has an inn with an attached bookstore, and the rooms are named after her favorite romance couples. From several of her novels. But, so like, she wrote trilogies, she still writes trilogies. But the one room that's always constant and will always be the Even Rock room. So we'll see what happens there. But in the meantime, Cordelia gets killed because she had this information, or that's what we would like to believe. 90% of the book, you're led to believe that Cordelia was killed because of the documents she had. So you have to wait till the end of the book to find out who her partner was. And then you have to wait even further to find out who actually killed her and why. It's really interesting. I really got into it. The first few chapters, I was like, But then when the genealogy started, then when the research started, then when the history started, it pulled me in. So I think I will go ahead and read the next book. So we'll see what happens. Which one of these is, I think it's this one. Let me look. Yeah, this is the next one. Killer at the murder house, carriage house. So we'll see what happens. Oh, wait a second. Someone came to say hi. Or maybe not. Have a good one.